All right, folks, this is a special Thanksgiving episode of the Jake Silverman Show. Welcome, one and all. As of this recording, you guys are probably all arguing with your families or getting drunk with your friends from high school or smoking weed in some guy's garage that never was able to leave his hometown. But today is Friday, and, you know, that's over with. But your Thursday, I bet you, was pretty special, okay? Thanksgiving is, I guess it really is. I mean, we got 4th of July, obviously. I guess Thanksgiving, I think technically there's a Canadian Thanksgiving, but this is a truly American holiday for the most part. This is about this country. That and 4th of July. Everything else we have to share with the fucking world. But this is ours, baby. And it's a time to celebrate some of the wonderful values we have in this country. Gluttony, laziness. And then today, Friday, some of you have already, you know, put your hands on a little girl to rip out a toy from her hands at a Black Friday thing at like a mall in the suburbs. And you've pushed one of your neighbors over to get a $30 off gift certificate to a plasma TV. And this is a primetime weekend for us here in America. We have 3 football games on. We got a bunch of food, a bunch of booze, politics being yelled across the table. Tomorrow, biggest shopping day of the year. Time to fucking go out. You know, maybe you're listening to this at the mall. Maybe you've just kicked a guy in the head to get, you know, your hands on a fucking microwave. Even though you already have a microwave, but you just need another one. And you're like, they're giving a great deal at Kmart. So you kick the guy in his fucking head. And he's moving, but not enough to get that fucking microwave out of your hands. So you got it now. You're the winner. You're the alpha. You're looking down on him and saying, that's fucking right, motherfucker. My family's going to have popcorn for their movie night. What are you going to have? You're going to have a fucking dental bill because I kicked in your damn teeth for this fucking microwave. It's a fun weekend, Jack. It's a fun fucking weekend, baby.
They don't want to lose money on the day.
I mean, you know, it's time, dude. It's time. We're going to get some great videos tomorrow or today, I guess. We're going to get some great videos of people fighting. It's just like it's like a mini Super Bowl. The viral videos of people getting trampled to death at Black Friday. It's good. It's very good. I'm sure some of you guys can hear it in my voice. I am pretty sick, not pretty sick, but you know, I got a cold. I'm not feeling great. I'm all stuffed up. So, I'm laid back right now. I'm taking it easy. My Thanksgiving was spent solo, isolated. I did do the family FaceTime the family, my parents, and you know, in TV shows, you see this where, like, the family, you know, the millennial kid will call his parents on FaceTime, and the parents will be too close, you know, and that'll be like it's like a hack joke almost at this point. It's like, the phone is always like under their face. You're like looking up the worst angle of these people. And in a TV show, whenever I see that, I'm just like, ugh, that's so overdone. No one does that. And then every year I do this with my parents. They do it 100%. They have never framed themselves correctly into the screen. They've never done it. So you just forget. You forget these Hollywood writers are good. They tap into reality because my parents, for some reason, and it's weird because you can see yourself. It's like you can easily see yourself in the picture. You should be able to just like, oh, we should hold it this way.
Right.
But at some point, your parents just refuse to have any idea of the concept of like clarity or like visual framing of themselves. They're just like, it doesn't matter. You're getting the bottom of our chins. and that's what you got. Okay? It's kind of like the angle that you first saw your mother and father at, I guess, as a baby in their arms. They're like, we're going to replay that every time you're on FaceTime. You'll be looking up at our faces as you were a child, as we cradled you in our arms for the first time. That's basically the angle. You're getting the baby angle. You're getting this newborn angle of them holding the phone down here and talking at you, or extremely close, and it's right in their face. Never two people framed up like an interview. It can never be that way. It has to be choppy, blurry, too close, too far below. It's just the holiday. It's like a filter for parents. It's like a holiday. It's like a filter that these companies just like, and here, like, it's not sepia tone. It's actually underneath your chin, as if you have no idea how to hold the phone. So did that. It was good. Always love seeing the parents, talked to my aunt, and that was about it. That was my Thanksgiving. Texted some friends, ate some crackers and cheese, drank a bottle of that sparkling grape drink. You know what I'm talking about? Like the kids' champagne. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the shit. It's the absolute fucking holiday, the shit. It's like sparkling, like cider, basically. Took a bottle of that to the dome.
Did you?
Just a bottle to the dome, dude. Which is weird, like popping a bottle by yourself in your apartment alone. Like you're just like, and then there's nothing. You're really not celebrating anything. You're just like, hell yeah, dude. We're here. We're living. Bottle. Yeah, I just drank it like a Super Bowl champ. Just didn't even pour it in a glass. It's just for me. So I took a bottle, and yeah, that's I guess that's what Thanksgiving is like in your 30s with no family around. You just are like solo dolo, dude. And not in a sad way. I'm not sad about it. It's just like, well, what else am I going to do? I don't want to be around people.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing going on, so do nothing.
You went duck hunting today?
I did, yeah.
That's some fucking colonizer shit right there. You're going out into the world, taking the meat of the land. I hate when fucking people, this is like a thing. Pretty much, I would say a large majority of Americans celebrate Thanksgiving in some way. They have some type of gathering. They take the day off work and they eat a meal. Like, I would say 99%. I mean, I'm sure there's a few people who like they reject it for some reason, political reasons, cultural reasons, whatever. I don't know if like the Mormons, the Christian Scientists, do they do Thanksgiving? They don't like holidays.
Right.
Or like maybe some Native Americans don't do it. But I got to imagine 95%, more than that, probably 98, 99% of America celebrates Thanksgiving. And every year, some fucking holy warrior online, so one of your friends who's like kind of gotten annoying over the years as they've aged, is like, I'm so tired of celebrating genocide every year. This is their like big claim. Every year they have to say something. Oh, I'm so tired of celebrating this Holocaust, this American Holocaust. And no one is celebrating a Holocaust. Literally no one is celebrating genocide. This is what people are celebrating. Everybody in this country hates their job. They absolutely hate their job. And they're celebrating a couple days off. They're celebrating a long-ass weekend. No one gives a fuck about the pilgrims. I have never met a person who's been like, hell yeah, dude, isn't it sick that the pilgrims did? No one gives a fucking shit about the historical relevance of this holiday. No one cares. Everybody is so exhausted by their lives and their jobs that they just want a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. They want to just drink. This is exactly the same shit that the 4th of July is. But 99% of the people celebrating are just out there to get fucked up. They get a day off work and they're like, I'm going to get trashed with my friends in the summer. I'm going to have a barbecue. I'm going to drink a ton of beer. I'm going to blow shit up. Okay. No one is thinking about fucking, there's, some people, they're vets maybe, but your average Joe Blow is just like, I hate my job so much. I just want to get drunk. And this is basically the fall 4th of July. This is the autumn 4th of July. It's a random 4-day weekend where you're just like, hey, sick. I get to get trashed. I get to get fucked up. Because a lot of, not everybody, but a lot of people get Thursday, Friday off. They get if they're office workers, they get 2 days off.
Yeah.
So, and those people are miserable. Now, like all the people who have like jobs, they're, construction sites and fucking grocery store workers and the post office, all that shit's open tomorrow. So those people got to go back. But the cubicle Illuminati, they have to go, they get 2 days off. And so they're stoked. They're not thinking about history books. They're not thinking about genocide. They are thinking, I hate my boss, Bob. I want to get fucked up with my family. I want to watch football all day. And then I want to fucking have that Friday off to be kind of hungover, maybe rake some leaves. And then I have a full ass weekend. You're going to probably get the most productive work day of the year on Monday because everybody's actually rested. Because a weekend is not rest. A weekend, you get maybe one day you're Saturday you do something, Sunday you kind of rest, and then Monday you're back. It's like too quick. But a 4-day weekend, people are actually going to be like, oh my God, I'm like back. And they're actually going to be so tired of their family, they're going to be like stoked to go back to the office. So like, fuck yeah, dude, let's get some work done. They're going to have that like glint of hope in their eyes that their job means something. And then that'll dissipate by about lunchtime on Monday. But for that 9 to 12:30 range, you're going to get fucking productive people in the workforce going, hell yeah, let's fucking do some spreadsheets. Let's fucking fax some shit, dude. Like, this is our shit. This is our fucking time. And that's all because of Thanksgiving. Corporations should be thankful for Thanksgiving because you're getting probably more work in the 3 hours Monday morning till lunchtime than you got the entire week leading up to Thanksgiving. It's basically a wash because no one works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you know you got Thursday, Friday off, you're skating. You are starting to skate as soon as you get there the Monday before Thanksgiving. You're like, I'm not coming in Thursday. I'm not coming in Friday. I'm skating, baby. We're doing a little movie day at the office. We're taking long lunches. We're leaving early. We're getting there a bit late. What are you going to do? You're going to fire me before Thanksgiving? Fuck you. No, you're not. Ain't happening, Bob.
Plus on the Monday after, they're still kind of glowing from the dopamine hit from their Black Friday buys.
That's true. They got all their kids' shopping done. They're all talking, and there's that thing of like, what'd you do? You're like checking in with people. There's like that moment of like connection. You're like, yo, like, how was your Thanksgiving? You're like, oh shit, like my brother and I got in a fist fight. It was fucking crazy, dude. Like, and that's the shit, That's like that fucking actual moment of connection with strangers. You're like, yo, Thanksgiving was pretty fun, And yeah, they got a new TV. They got a fucking, and now it's like, half these people aren't even going to go to the stores. They're going to go just on Amazon. And they're just like, yo, I bought some new shit. I ate a bunch of shit. I bought some new shit. I had 4 days off work. Shit was fucking tight, dude. We watched football all day. There was a fucking parade, which I could have gone to the parade if I wanted to. I could have gone down to the parade. I live in the fucking town that the parade is in, bro. Charlie Brown, Snoopy, the turkey, the dancers, Paula Abdul, all that shit. That's in fucking my backyard now.
I used to go down there as a kid. Not all the time, but we went there a few times to the parade.
I feel like there's a definite divide of like people who give a fuck about that parade. Like, cause there's a culture around that parade. Like,
oh yeah.
People are like, did you watch the Thanksgiving parade? I was like, what? No, why would I watch the Thanksgiving Day parade? Like, what are you talking about? But some people, like, they never miss it.
It's like the same people that wait outside the Today Show.
Yeah, they love CBS for some reason. These people are just in love with CBS.
Or the same people who are like really into the Super Bowl halftime show, like that type of thing, where it's like a corporate, this is a big event, and it's all just corporate bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, the Thanksgiving Day Parade, like, what is it? I mean, I know the fucking things, the big balloons, those are tight, I guess. But how many of those do you need to see before you kind of like, all right, we get it? I mean, I guess a kid, it was probably sick as a kid. You probably had a good time when you were down there as a kid.
Yeah. But I mean, there's other, you walk around, get a hot chocolate, sit on your dad's shoulders, look at the Snoopy, as a kid, as when you're 6.
Right. You turned into a fucking right-wing maniac who lives in the middle of nowhere and hunts ducks, dude. It didn't install some fucking, like, pride in this great nation. I mean, you fucking want to watch this thing burn to the ground, dude. So it clearly doesn't even have the right. It didn't sink its teeth into you. You're not fucking Uncle Sam out here. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and they always have like a musical number, right?
Right.
They're singing songs at some point. I think this year was Paula Abdul.
Oh, was it?
I saw online. It was like Paula Abdul, which I'm still not even sure who she is, really. I mean, I know. What did Paula Abdul do? I mean, I know she was like a singer in the 80s.
She had what was her big hit?
Bro, you know who I always get her confused with is Woody Harrelson's girlfriend from fucking White Man Can't Jump, Rosie Perez. Remember her?
Oh, yeah. Well, wait.
Give me
a
some
minute.
water.
So what's her...
The Stookies.
What is her hit?
I know she had a music video where she was like dancing with like a cat.
Yeah, the Pink Panther thing. That's what I'm trying to think of.
I don't know. It's just weird that people can hold on to some... I mean, but I guess the people who are into the Thanksgiving Day Parade are like, fuck yeah, it's Paula Abdul, Like,
and then she's kind of come back into the mainstream by being on a bunch of TV shows, American Idol, all those like competition shows. She's a judge.
The only thing I know Paula Abdul from is when fucking Borat was like, do you want to sit on furniture made out of Mexicans? Remember he interviewed her in that movie?
Was that her?
I think so. He went to Paula Abdul's house and was like, hey, sit on this fat Mexican guy. And she was like, okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right.
But even then,
Bruno.
I was just like, or in Bruno, yeah.
That's brutal.
So I guess that's who Paula Abdul is, a lady who will take a seat on another man. But yeah, so I guess she was there. But yeah, I don't know, man. The parade I could never give a fuck about. The football, yes. I'm a big fan of the football. I'll be watching the late game after this pod. But besides that, Thanksgiving, I mean, it used to be like a big deal, I guess, when you were a kid. Like, we're all getting together, but I don't know. I mean, as a vegetarian, this is really not my type of day. This is it's a pretty meat-heavy, centerpiece is meat. A lot of the sides are meat, Stuffing's got meat in it a lot of the time. So, it's not really my day. In fact, most holiday dinners, I guess, now that I think about it as a vegetarian, I'm mostly relegated to the sides. You like a mac and cheese, a mashed potato, a dinner roll, maybe a salad. It's an okay thing, but everybody's kind of like, I mean, it's 2022. We got all sorts of different gender identities. We got all sorts of different sexual identities. We had a black president. We have a fucking black vice president. We have a geriatric in the White House, but still being a vegetarian at a like a party or like a dinner, people still, they're like, I wish he wasn't here. You can just tell they're bothered. You can just tell they're just like, oh yeah. You don't eat the fucking turkey, like it's.
What'd you learn that in Portland?
It's a nuisance. We understand. It's not fun. We're annoying. Oh, sorry. Does it have meat in it? You always have to be asking. Oh, what's in here? Which is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm getting embarrassed, dude. If I go to Starbucks, or like a coffee shop, I don't drink like dairy, so I do oat milk, but I'm so ashamed of it that I say it under my breath usually. I'm like, oh, can I get with oat milk? And that often sounds like whole milk. And so I've multiple times clearly just had a drink with fucking whole milk in it, and then I'm like, damn, I'm about to vomit. I feel so gross. I feel so nasty. All because I was too scared to say oat milk. I think was there a protest? This is coming to mind now. I believe there was a protest where it was like PETA people or animal activists. I think they were gluing their hands to Starbucks counters, protesting that oat milk was more expensive than like that you were getting upcharged. Will you look this up? I think they were like literally super gluing their hands to Starbucks counters because they were upset that it was oat milk or non-dairy milk was being like an 80-cent upcharge, which I do agree with. I think someone should fucking jihad a Starbucks for allowing non-dairy milks to fucking, I don't understand. It can't be that much more expensive.
Okay, I got it here. So this was in May of 2022. Succession actor James Cromwell superglued his hand to a counter at Starbucks to protest its vegan milk upcharge. This guy is
Who is this guy?
In his 60s.
Oh, okay.
He's like bald guy, white beard, glasses. I don't know who he is. He looks kind of familiar.
Yeah. I've never seen this show, the Succession show before, but all right. So he superglued his hand to a Starbucks. That was his.
James Cromwell superglued his hand to a Midtown Manhattan Starbucks counter to protest the price of vegan milks. The stunt was a part of a larger protest by PETA to draw attention to the dairy industry's impact on climate change. Quote, "We all have a stake in the life and death matter of the climate catastrophe, and Starbucks should do its part by ending its vegan upcharge," Cromwell said in a statement.
Now, okay, when you're like an actor, like you're like a big time actor, do you call like the press to let them know like, hey, I'm about to do this? Or you must need like somebody else there to be like, all right, we're about to videotape you.
He's also an honorary director of PETA.
Okay.
So that's the sort of organizer, I guess.
Now, when you super glue your fucking skin to something, like, is it really that hard to rip off? Like, or what are they like? Or is it just kind of like a, like, could two strong dudes at Starbucks just tug your hand off that shit?
Yeah.
Or are you really like stuck there?
It would hurt. I mean, it would like rip your skin probably, but yeah, you could get that off.
Yeah, like, you just feel like bleeding out on the Starbucks counter. The dude's just like, oh, fuck. Damn, I don't know. That seems, I guess, you know, I do love a corporate protest. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, look, as a person who has to pay the extra 80 cents, I need more rich actors ripping their hand skin off for me, dude, in this fucking fight. Like I said, that guy should put a fucking C4 vest on and be like, I will blow this Starbucks up if you don't get the CEO on the line right now. Call that motherfucker or I will blow this fucking building to smithereens.
It's
we
just
need like a speed 3.
It's like, why not protest Cold Stone Creamery, where the whole thing is selling dairy, or protest a cheese.
This bitch wants his fucking coffee, bro. He wants his coffee every morning. He's not going to Cold Stone every day. He wants his every time he goes into set and he gets a fucking latte, he wants it to be the same as his fucking coworkers priced. He's already out of the ice cream business. He's done. Also, those people would fucking have a song for his ass. They would slap the shit out of him and then sing on his fucking body. You ever been in a Cold Stone? They're like a fucking army behind that thing, dude. They're all cult-like, bro. They all have these dumb songs that, I don't know if you can pay them extra not to sing it. I went into a Cold Stone one time because it was a thing. It was a thing. It hit America. Like, it was like a thing, and people were like talking about Cold Stone. So I went in one, and they started singing, and I left. I fucking left. I said, no, you are not, no. I love the fucking self-checkout. I love the robots. I love as little human interaction as possible at a customer. I know I was a big Andrew Yang fan, but I am all for automating the fuck away out of these jobs just to not deal with any type of small talk, eye contact, song, fake cheer. No. I like it when a person... There's like a fine line I like when I go to a place. I like them to get it right, but I don't like them to have any extra bullshit. I like to just acknowledge that I understand you're working and you understand I'm just here to get this shit. We're not trying to be friends. I'm not a friend of this business. I don't care about you and you shouldn't care about me. Just get the order right. Don't be a dick. You're getting 20%. That Portland shit was like, you're evil for coming in here. That was too much. They were like, you are an evil person for coming in. One time I went into a restaurant, my family was in town. It was like this breakfast spot. And we walked in because it was open. We walked into an open restaurant and this guy came charging out of the back. We didn't sit down at a table. We were in the entryway. He goes, hey, we already have too many customers. We can't just have more people coming in here. And I was like, okay. And he was like yelling at us like it was our fault. There was no lock sign. There was no close sign. It was an open restaurant with people sitting at tables. And he was like, whoa. You can't just come in here. We already have too many. And he cut us this attitude. It was just like, all right, dude. Like, you know, obviously we're not about to eat here now anyways, but like, it's not this is on you. They would always try to put it on the customer as if it was like, ugh, yeah, what do you want? It was like, no. You're at work. I understand. Work sucks. They always acted in Portland, too. They was always acting like they were the only ones who ever had a shitty service job. That's what I didn't like. I was like, bitch, you don't think we've all done this before? You don't think I've worked in fucking shitty restaurants before? You don't think I've worked in fucking absolute fucking bullshit conditions? I get what you're going through, bro. But when I was working, people like you came in, and it was what it was, you know? Like, that's the game. It's not on me. And they would cut you this attitude. It was just like, ugh, here's this fucking, you know, this white piece of shit. It was always a white guy. They would always cut you that, like, just another dumb white guy in here is like, all right, Brad, why don't you settle the fuck down and loosen that beanie up a little bit, okay? Fuck you. But they would always act like it was your fault that you came in. And it was, and they were some hero. They were some working class hero. Like they had... Like, where everybody who's coming in is this, like, millionaire being fucking floated in on by clouds, and that they have been, like, keeping the world going by being a fucking whatever, a waiter or a barista. Dude, we all get it. I've worked in the back of the kitchen. I've worked in the front. I've worked in, you know, I've been a dishwasher. I've taken delivery orders. We've all done this, my man. We have all worked shitty jobs. It is what it is, dude. I get it. I've been there. I don't want to ever go back. And if I did go back, I mean, be honest, I probably would be like you. I'd be like, I fucking hate you for coming in. So I kind of even get that too. But the thing where it's just like, I'm going to be shitty to you. You shouldn't be here. You suck. And then they always have like a couple of shitty friends though. I always have like a couple friends who were getting free meals or free drinks. And they would always be nice to them. It was like, so you have the capacity to be nice. You're just being an asshole. You would ever go to like a bar in Portland and the bartender would be clearly upset that you're in, and then he would give you your drink hastily, and then he would just go to his friend and be like, oh yeah, wasn't that crazy? I was like, all right, well, we all can see that you can be pleasant. You're giving it to this dude, but you're fucking, you know, and then, you know, you have to tip them. You got to tip everybody now. You got to swivel it around. You swivel that iPad around and go, what do you want to put on the tip? Better be 20. Starts at 20. And you're like, bro, like, can you, like, is $1 not okay anymore on just a thing? Like, can we not just, like, 20 fucking %, dude? Like, you push 3 buttons. Like, what are we doing here? we never got tips at any of my fucking jobs either. I never got any tips. It was not I mean, you fucking punched in a thing. I don't know. This shit is whack as fuck now.
Tips are supposed to be for like going. I get it. You have to tip in this restaurant industry, but shouldn't it be for like going above? It just sounds shitty to even say that, but it's like I'm paying the price for the thing. That's what I'm paying. And if you make the experience,
we got to get
better,
rid of tipping. We got to get rid of tipping. Is a weird thing. We got to get rid of tipping. It should just be like, you work at this place, you're getting, because it's like that thing. It's like, all right, so let me get this straight. Like, you go into a place and you have to tip like 20%. Like, I'm not talking about a restaurant. We're talking about like a counter service thing here.
Right.
We're talking about like a restaurant. I get it's like you actually are like with the people for a little bit of time. But I think eventually it's like, what? Yeah, tipping is the weirdest thing, because it's just like, all right, so like I'm covering the food and I'm kind of covering some of your wages because your boss is not paying you enough. And it's all based on this weird fucking like, do I like you or do I not? Like, who cares? Like, just the boss should be paying you the money. The people who own the place should be paying you the fucking money. It shouldn't be some like, why am I? It's like the same thing. It's just like, all right, well, if you're using cash, it's fine. But if you use credit, we're going to charge you. It's like, so you're charging me to run. This is your business expense. You're running, like, you're going to upcharge me because I'm using a card. Like, all this shit is like, this is on you. This is on your shit. Why is it on me to come in here and do this? I have to pay for your credit card machine. I have to tip your fucking workers because you're not paying them enough. The fuck are you talking about? It's fucking insane. But anyways,
I used to work at a ski shop in college, and a big part of what we did was boot fitting. So you get a ski boot and it's got the shell and the liner. And the liner's like that foam part inside that's heat moldable. And if you buy the boots at the store, you get a free fitting. And the fitting involves like you're like touching somebody's foot, bare foot, with your hands. Okay?
Yeah.
And you're measuring, and you're like having them step on ink and doing things to see their gait and their step and the way their foot pronates and the way their bones are going to touch against the shell. And then you put these pads and mold, you heat up the liner and mold their foot. And the whole thing's like an hour-long process total, roughly. And probably about 40 minutes of that is touching somebody's foot, whether it's bare or in a sock or in a liner that's hot, and you're like wrestling their foot into the shell and like rubbing up against them and explaining everything. And that wasn't a tippable thing. Like a handful of times I would get like a 6-pack of beer from somebody.
The tip was touching a naked foot. You're not seeing the actual benefit of this job, which was touching a foot.
But if somebody and then I would go on my lunch break and somebody would pump a coffee into a fucking cup and hand it to me and expect a tip. And I was like, dude, I just touched a old man's foot for an hour and I didn't get a tip. Why should I tip you for that?
That is true. I mean, that job should only be done by foot fetishists. I didn't know this was a real job. I'm not really into the ski world, but I mean, some guy out there would be that would be his whole salary. He'd be like, I'll do the job for free. I didn't know there was just naked feet that I could be appropriately and legally touching for an hour at a time. I mean, that is a salary for men out there. Dudes will pay thousands of dollars to get feet pics. You're telling me there's a job for these lonely men who could just be like cradling a foot?
Oh yeah,
pronating a foot. You know how hard a dude is who's into feet who can pronate someone's foot? I'm about to pronate a foot right now, dude. Do you fuck around with feet, Jack?
What do you mean?
Are you okay with feet? Sexually, are you like, all right, a foot is like, because I know guys who are turned off by feet. I had a buddy who was like, miss me with all that foot shit.
It does absolutely nothing for me one way or another.
Okay, you're neutral on feet.
I don't care. No, I don't think they're gross. I don't.
All right.
No.
Okay. I think it's weird when dudes think they're gross. I had a friend who was like that. They are gross, and he was always, his girl wanted him to like suck his toes. He was like, I will vomit. I will fucking vomit.
I mean, I would have never and don't ever want to do that, but just like the idea of
never
feet.
sucked. Oh,
doesn't bother me.
All right.
But I still thought I deserved to be
yeah.
tipped for touching him.
That's true. Now, did you ever get like a fucking pretty attractive girl? You're like, I don't mind touching this foot.
Yeah, all the time. The whole spectrum of humanity. Everybody.
From hotties to uggos.
Yeah.
But everybody's got feet. This is like a UN commercial. Everyone's got feet.
Actually, I worked with a guy there who didn't have a foot. He was missing his leg.
He worked at a damn ski shop missing a leg?
Yeah, it's like a climbing mountaineering store, but he was missing a leg from a mountaineering accident where he nearly froze to death, and his leg got frozen
that's
off.
Just
pretty.
Yeah, but you need a guy
awesome.
like that.
Yeah,
you need a dude like that. Dude was like, I lived this fucking life.
He was badass.
Don't talk to me about coming in here complaining about this gear didn't work. He's like, bitch, I froze a fucking leg off. Shut the fuck up. He froze his leg off.
Yeah. Nicest guy, too. He's really cool. But yeah.
Damn, he was probably looking at all these fucking fat skiers like, give me one of them legs. I'll be back out there tonight. Piece of shit. Complaining about your boots not fitting. Give me that fucking leg. I would be climbing up a mountain tonight. Oh, that sucks. Damn, he was like 127 hours type of guy?
Yeah, I mean, he was up there, I think, for like 2 or 3 days, I believe.
Shit.
On a side of a mountain in Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. So like one of his legs just got too cold. And they're like, it's gotta go.
Well, it was like, I can't remember exactly the story right now, but his climbing partner fell, and then he got his leg got like smashed with a crampon, like those steel things they put on climbing boots, and then it got like really cut up and stuff, and I think that like caused the circulation to freeze when he was stuck.
Fuck, bro. I used crampons before. I've ice climbed in Alaska, and I've climbed Mount Adams, and I needed crampons.
Nice.
I was a little fucking little fucking outdoors guy, but God, yeah, some of those people go so hard, dude. Those people are just like, it's their whole. You can just see it in them. They're just like, they do not feel good unless they're out, just fucking being gnarly as hell. And I respect that. Well, damn, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy that and obviously that protest. Circling back to that protest, it did not work. I got Starbucks the other day, and I still paid for oat milk. Just wrapping a bow up on that guy. That his hand got ripped off for nothing. I feel like too, it's like, I don't think those protests work anymore. Those like glue yourself or like chain yourself to something. Like, remember when like, remember during like the BLM protests, people would like get on the freeway, and almost everybody was like, you gotta get the fuck off the freeway.
that everybody is fucked up.
Everybody just got mad at them. And there's videos online. You can look up these. If you're into like this type of thing, you can look up weak vegan protesters like getting ripped out of the way. Like a guy would be like, I'm late for fucking work. And he would just rip a dude out of the way and like rip his sign up when they like block traffic. He'll be like, some of us has to get to fucking work. And, you know, I respect that. I mean, it sucks. That's how the machine works, though. You know, like some guy's trying to save the environment, some guy's trying to like feed his fucking kid. Both are noble pursuits, yet they are in a clash because of the way shit is set up. You know, because the world is dying.
What do you mean the way shit's set up? They're in a clash because they're blocking the fucking road for him to get to work.
No, but it's like these people they have a good thing. You know, they have good ideas.
Who?
But like the people who are protesting, like, yeah, dude, like vegan milk or whatever shouldn't be more, or we should stop polluting the environment. But that is an equal pursuit of a guy being like, hey, I'm living down here on planet Earth too, and I have to go to work. I can't help that I have to go to work. I got bills to pay. So those are two people who are both nobly pursuing what they need to do in that moment, but they are going to be diametrically opposed because one motherfucker's like, if I lose my job, I'm not going to have money for bills. And he's like, well, if we lose the ice caps, we're all going to be underwater. They're the same in some ways, but these dudes are like, they're not ever going to get along, because this is like the same argument all the time. Every fucking election, we're about to hear about this shit. Some people are like, we should stop global warming. And then they're going to be like, but what about jobs? And it's the same bullshit argument every time.
Yeah, but there's plenty of people working to fight climate change that aren't blocking the guy who's on his way to go work construction at a construction job.
Well, sure. Right, of course. But those jobs aren't going to do shit. What fucking, I don't think there's a single, what job is helping climate change?
I mean,
There's nothing.
People designing more efficient engines, people researching climate change.
That's all. Nah,
people
done.
developing meat-free food.
We're done, bro. It's over. I think it's all done. I think they know it's done, dude. I think they do now. I think they know. This shit is getting into TV, bro. This is how fucking, I was watching this show on Hulu. It's called Alaska Daily. It's like with Hilary Swank. She's like a journalist. I love any show or movie with journalism in it. I watched all the movies with journalism, documentaries about fucking, big breaking stories and shit. Woodward and Bernstein and all that shit. But this one is called Alaska Daily. Hilary Swank is a big time journalist, gets fucking canceled. This is how fucking weird TV has gotten, bro. In the pilot episode, Hilary Swank loses her job because she gets canceled. Like,
really?
They even use that word. They're using that word in like ABC now. She's like talking about like the woke mob is canceling her. And it's so funny because it's weird when like it's in it, like TV writers now have to incorporate that. Like, it's gotten so mainstream that she was like, and she got canceled because she was mean to a woman at her office. She was like, I'm on deadline, leave me the fuck alone. And then it was like, hey, people are complaining that you're not nice to people at work. She's like, I'm a fucking journalist, dude. I'm trying to uncover war crimes here. And they're like, well, you have to go. So, obviously even TV writers are like, isn't cancel culture lame as fuck? Like, they're clowning it in an ABC primetime show, bro. They're like clowning cancel culture. She's like, yeah, I'm trying to uncover if this general is committing war crimes. And they're like, well, you were mean to the interns, so you can't work at the fucking New York Times anymore. So she had to go get this job in Alaska. She's like a fucking reporter. She's doing this shit. And she's at this press conference with this general who she's been kind of like trying to uncover his dirty secrets. And he's giving this press conference in Alaska. He's like, Alaska is so important. He's like, the Arctic is melting, which means that this area of the globe is up for grabs. Like, America needs to be here. Alaska is so important for America's defense because the Arctic is melting. They're writing about the Arctic melting in an ABC primetime show, bro. They're normalizing. This shit is done. It's gotten to this level, bro. They're already I've never heard that. I never heard about this before in a primetime show where they're just like, it's gonna melt. Like, I feel like it was always a hypothetical, like, if we don't do something, it will melt. Now it's just like, hey, it's gonna melt. It's going to melt. It's gonna melt so much that we are comfortable writing about it in a primetime ABC show with Hilary Swank. That's how comfortable we are with it. It is over, bro. It's over. So glue as many fucking hands as you want. This shit, they're not even gonna. They're like, dude, get your hand off this shit. Get the fuck out of Starbucks. Succession, whoever you are, Mr. Succession, get the fuck out of here. We're gonna charge you fucking double for that oat milk, you piece of shit. We don't give a fuck. We're Starbucks, bitch. People are gonna keep coming. You're gonna keep coming, motherfucker. You're not gonna boycott Starbucks. Mr. Succession probably came in the next day with a fucking wrapped up hand, all bloody. He was like, you know what I want, fuck, you know why I'm here, motherfucker. You saw me here yesterday. There's my fucking hand skin still on the damn counter. It's still, you couldn't even peel it all off. You know the fuck I'm here for. Give me my oat milk latte, bitch. And I'll have to tip you too. This drink is $5.80 and I spent $10 after this oat milk and the tip. Fuck. So yeah, that shit is. Arctic's melting. Oat milk is 95 cents a glass. Fuck you. We don't care. And don't block the dude who's trying to get to his job. You know, it is funny. Those videos are funny because it's just like a college kid getting his ass whooped by a guy whose life has beaten down for like 30 years. He's just like, get the fuck out of my way. Get this dumbass. He like rips up his sign and like kicks him in the back. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And like all the passerbys are like, don't do it. But then they're also like, yeah, kind of like, fuck that guy.
They just keep driving.
Like,
also.
they all kind of,
yeah.
they're just like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. So yeah, that shit is wild. But speaking of fucking ripoffs, I don't know really my audience here. I assume most of the people who listen to this podcast follow me on Instagram. If you don't, do it. But a little run-in, all these like small bullshit online run-ins are tiresome. But let's see. This was probably late last week. Kyrie Irving, some of you may know, got in trouble from the Brooklyn Nets for tweeting out a video link on Amazon called Hebrews to Negroes, which is a documentary about how black people are the real Jews. Yeah, it's a lot of recap, but basically he got suspended. He was supposed to do all this shit to say he wasn't anti-Semitic, da-da-da-da-da. But really the part of this story is that he got all these black Hebrew Israelites fired up. The black Hebrew Israelites are a group of, it's kind of like a black hate group, I guess, like a black supremacist group. But it's like, it's tough, Some of them are just guys, some of them seem to be more into like the black community activism, and then some of them on the more extreme side seem to be like more like race war people,
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. It's hard. I wouldn't feel comfortable lumping all of them into the same type of beliefs, because some of them you can kind of tell they're just like, yo, black people getting fucked over. So this group seems to care about black people, so I'm going to join. And then you hear some of them, and they're just like, we should, like, whitey is the devil kind of shit. We should kill all white people. And they don't like gay people. And they're weird. A lot of them are, like, weird about women. They're kind of religious, too. They're religious. They think, like, they're the real Jews. Any white Jew is a fake Jew. And I got a lot of opinions about these guys, but whatever. But anyways, So Kyrie Irving got reinstated to the Nets, I think, on Sunday. He had a home game in Brooklyn here. He came back, and on that first game outside of the Barclays Center where the Brooklyn Nets play, it was like hundreds of these black Hebrew Israelites, all in like purple matching shirts, like chanting, marching. They like marched around the center or some shit. And look, it's no Jewish person is going to feel comfortable when a bunch of people are wearing matching colors and chanting, and it's kind of around the Jews, okay? No Jew is ever going to feel 100% comfortable when it's like you see a bunch of motherfuckers who are wearing the same clothing and chanting about how they're the real Jews or you're fake Jew. Like, it's just, the Jewish psyche has too much trauma and worry and neuroticism for that to ever just be totally okay with us. We're gonna take notice. No Jew is ever just like, oh, it's probably okay that they're doing it. It's probably gonna work out. It's not good. Not a good thing. No. And I had Jewish homies hit me up and be like, this doesn't look good. And I posted about it, And so I just searched on Instagram like Black Hebrews. I just wanted to post a video because I'd seen a bunch of footage, and I just found the first one and I reposted it, and I just said like chanting, like something like uniforms and chanting always a good sign, or some little quip about it, And the person whose videos it was messaged me, this lady who has like 150,000 followers on Instagram, and said some snarky comment like, thanks for posting my video, it shows how much you care, bye. And I was just kind of like, and I looked at her shit, and dude, this lady, I forget what her handle is, and honestly, I like don't care enough to fucking shout her out. You can probably find it if you look, but first of all, this lady, from what I could tell on her Instagram page, is just a kind of a thief and a hack anyways. All these people who like claim that they have these like original content or whatever, like they're making something. It's like, this lady did not film that footage. This is like, I looked to make sure. I was like, oh, is she mad that I didn't credit her? Like maybe she was actually there, but I looked. This was AP, this is Associated Press footage who were covering the event. She was not there. She's not like an actual like on the ground journalist. What she does is looks like she takes like most like black or like hip hop stories and repackages them with like a pretty shitty graphic and like her own text. So this one was like, Kyrie Irving comes back for tweet after his suspension after a supposed anti-Semitic tweet. Like that was all she added to this, which isn't really adding anything. She's just stating what happened. So she's like mad that I like reposted it, which I thought you're supposed to do. I thought like, first of all, Instagram gives you the credit. It's not like I'm saying this is mine. Like it has her handle on it. So I don't even know what she's really mad about. And whatever. I'm like, okay. So at first I wasn't even going to respond to her. But then I was like, fuck it. Maybe this can be one of those moments of dialogue that we're always hearing about. Maybe two people on opposite sides of an issue, or I don't even know opposite, but obviously differing opinions on an issue could have a real dialogue. So I was like, I hit her back. I was like, hey, if you agree with what these guys are preaching in the video, I would love to have you on the podcast. I'd love to interview you about it. I'd love to talk about it. Because fuck it, And I just kind of let the snarkiness that slide. I didn't come at her with like, hey, bitch, fuck you. I was just like, all right, let's just let that pass. Someone's like, sometimes they're kind of rude to you, but then if you just like respond to them like politely, they kind of are like, they have to be like, oh shit, I was being kind of a piece of shit. Like
totally.
You kind of, it's a verbal punch to the nose, like when you're just like, hey, this is the way I'm responding to you is a 2 for 1. I'm trying to get some information out of you. 2, I'm letting you know that by the way I'm responding, I'm trying to treat you with fucking respect, even though you came at me kind of disrespectfully for no reason. But anyways, I go, I'd love to talk to you about it. It's been hard finding somebody because I really wanted somebody who was like pretty much in agreement with these guys and we could have a discussion about it, right? She hit back like, what I will say is that like, I don't think Kyrie should got in trouble, whatever. I don't think he should got it suspended. They should have taken it down off Amazon, Like people wanted to go after him. But I'm a journalist and I don't do interviews for free. I get paid to interview people. So I politely declined and I just said, all right, sounds good. Be well. And then a couple days later, someone hit me up. Was like, I'll cover the fucking interview costs with her. Someone hit me, a person on the podcast. So if you're listening, I appreciate the kind gesture. So I just, out of curiosity, asked her, how much do you charge to get interviewed? And she goes, $300. And I have not responded, and I will not respond because I don't know, man. Like, I get it. Like, in some way, I even understand it. Like, it's like, look, it's your time. If you want to be compensated for your time, that's fine. But like, just the way, like, first of all, you don't appear to be any type of an expert. You don't appear to even really be with this group. You're just kind of a lady who has a big following from kind of stealing other people's shit. So you're just kind of like a fucking grifter, which there are a billion of these online. You're not special. You're just getting clout and views off of really no original work. Like, the only original thing you're doing is putting a very bad graphic and some text on all these other people's footage. So I could not stand by. My pride got the best of me. I was like, there's no way I could give this woman $300 for this. I just couldn't do it.
No way.
And it's just, but I would like to interview somebody about this. I would like to interview like one of these guys who actually are a member of this group or, in alignment with their beliefs. But this lady, I just could not justify spending $300 on this. And I also want to say, to backtrack for a second, I mean, I know this is kind of old news, the Kyrie thing. He's already playing again. People already kind of moved on. The Kanye shit has already kind of fallen by the wayside. But like, first of all, like, I don't really understand why it was so confusing to people, why people were at least like questioning this dude's shit. Because, like, if I was a famous white basketball player, let's say, and I just tweeted an image or a link to Mein Kampf on Amazon, if I just, because that's what he basically did. He was just like, he didn't say anything. He was like, here's this link to this documentary. And this documentary had like fake Hitler quotes, you know, like quoting Hitler, like all this shit that's just like, okay, you're. But if I did this as a white guy and I was just like, hey, here's this book called Mein Kampf, or some version, some less famous one even, you know, some fucking third-rate Nazi who wrote some race war book, and I just posted a link, but I was super famous. The idea that, and then when someone's like, "Hey, are you racist?" I was just like, "Well, I can't be racist because, you know, I had my own reasoning or whatever." Like, I don't understand why that would be so controversial that you would be like, I don't know why anybody's being mad at me right now. It's crazy that anybody would be upset. And like, if I had a bunch of white dudes chanting, if I had like the Proud Boys outside of my games who were all in unison chanting and shit, be like, fuck yeah, like he didn't do anything wrong. People would be like, they would want me. I just don't understand like why that's such a weird thing for people to get. Like, Kyrie Irving is a superstar, so the NBA was going to do everything in its power not to like lose this guy. Like, they don't want this guy to retire. There was another guy, Myers Leonard, who was a big fucking white guy who played for the Blazers for a number of years. And he was caught on Twitch, and he was like playing Call of Duty or some shit, and he said "kike" out loud. He was like, "Fucking kike," and that dude is out of the league now. But that dude is not a superstar. So no one gives a fuck. Like, he had to do the whole, he went to go meet with Jews and apologize and all this shit. But, you know, he had to do the apology tour. But his shit, he's not a superstar. So no one cares if this guy's in the league or not.
Right.
But the idea that anybody would be so confused as to be like, oh, I did tweet out. Like, it's like, yes. Some people are like, well, that lady was like, why don't you get mad at Amazon? It's like, look, dude, any library has Mein Kampf. Libraries have, like, I don't really know. I don't know if I even really agree with that statement at all. Like, if Amazon wants to put this out there and people want to like consume it, like, I'm not even really mad at that. But when you are like a person of prominence and you put it out there as if kind of endorsing it, people like, yes, people are going to get mad at the person promoting it. They're not just going to be like, oh, why does it exist? Like, there's a million of those documentaries. You can go on YouTube right now and find a number of shitty race war documentaries. But they're just out there. And the job isn't really to fucking get all of these crazy ideas gone. But if you're the guy who's promoting this shit, why would you not expect anybody to be like, yeah, this is kind of crazy that you just, like, out of all the things you could tweet out, you're going to tweet out a movie that has Hitler quotes in it as like a reference point, as a fucking source of knowledge. Like, the movie was basically saying like, here's what Hitler said that agrees with our cause, that black people are actually the real Jews. It's like, yeah, dude, no shit. People are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about, dog? And then to have all these people in unison chanting around a stadium in support of you, like, yeah, we're going to be fucking weirded out by that shit. We're going to be fucking on alert. So I don't really understand why it's so surprising to a lot of people. And I've seen a lot of people be like, he didn't do anything wrong. And it's like, or no one's yelling at Jeff Bezos. It was like, I mean, dude, the amount of things online that could be offensive to anybody, any race, are infinite. I mean, there's just no end to shitty books, documentaries, whatever. But it's about the person who's fucking promoting it, who's a fucking global superstar. Yes, they're going to get mad at the guy. They're not going to get mad at like Amazon. I mean, Amazon has so many things on it that you could be mad about, you know? So many pieces of media that any one group could be like, this kind of puts us in a bad light.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a good idea just to be like, well, now we got to start taking all these down. Let it be out there, dude. People want to discuss it. That's fine. But you're going to get some heat when you fucking share that shit. And, you know, I don't understand that. To me, it seems like pretty cut and dry, but This is why I wanted to talk to people, but I don't want to fucking give some charlatan $300 fucking dollars
Of anybody's money.
of anybody's money. I don't want to take money from one guy and give it to this lady for something for no fucking reason. You know, she's not anybody that is of interest. And I imagine that most of my fucking audience is not well connected in the Black Hebrew Israelite community, so it's been hard to find somebody. But we will still search. We will still keep this search alive. Yeah, shit's crazy. Whew. I'm about to pass out, bro. I'm so fucking sick. You can hear it, dude. I'm getting like sicker as the hour has gone on. So, folks, that's going to be the show. We hope you had a glorious Thanksgiving with whoever you celebrated with, be it solo or with a group of people that you call family or your actual family or what, you know, your online community, your Black Hebrew Israelite family, if that's who you chose to fucking, you know, celebrate it with. What is today? What is this date, Jack?
24th.
The 24th, obviously. So 24th. I have a show on, if you're in, for some reason, if you're in Astoria, I'm doing a very late night spot Saturday night at QED. And then on December 9th, on Friday, I'm doing a show. And then on December 16th, me and my buddy Hunter Donaldson are throwing in a show in his apartment.
Oh,
it's
nice.
going to be very fun. It's going to be very fun. So starting to get the ball rolling on making some things happen here. As always, we desperately ask you to give this podcast a 5-star review and a written review on Apple Podcast. Tell your friends and family you're around. You potentially are still with your friends and families. Thanksgiving Day weekend, so you could still be around people. Tell them to all get on their phones right now and go, hey, just give this podcast I like a 5-star review. Just show your grandmother how to get on her shit. Convince her it's not some type of hack or social security scam. Help this fucking podcast out, folks. Share it on your channels, all that shit. This is a people-powered movement. We have clearly lost the Black Hebrew Israelite section of my potential fan base. I don't think we're getting them back anytime soon. So please help out. We need to make up for those numbers. And be well. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.